Hi Holmes, welcome back to the channel. Fellow brands or branding enthusiasts, and today we will explore how to do the branding for a real estate brand. So, let's begin. Uh, the brand, the case study we are going through is a brand called Aurora Builders. They are a real estate brand, as mentioned, based on Delhi, India. So we'll be starting with the logo, as that's the starting point of any branding projects. And they did have a logo before they come to us, and that was really bad, and which is okay. A lot of brands, especially family businesses, start with shitty branding, and that's okay. It's more important to have a proper brand before investing into branding. But if you have the resources, it's always a smarter move to start from with the right branding right from this beginning. They head back to like 25 years or something like that, and back in the 90s and all in India, branding wasn't much big of a concept, and with since competitors, there were less competitors back then, it wasn't as important as it is now. As you can see, their old logo is made of stock elements. It's really generic, and it's not even proportionate, and it's just terrible. So we just had to start with the logo, and we did a little exploration, which is an important part of logo. You explore, develop different ideas to see which one's working the best. In case of Aurora, they had a really tight time frame, so we didn't have to explore much. They liked the first idea we were going for. You will get some project like that, but generally you need to explore a lot. In this case, we got lucky, not complaining. And this is the logo we came up with. You see, the main purpose of a logo is to identify the brand. Telling a story is secondary, but that is really useful. And one more thing is, you need to have a logo that reflects the brand you are and connects with your target audience. In this case, it's a real estate brand, so we use some elements that goes with real estate. As you can see, we implemented this is the logo, and we implemented a key in O, and in a way that it doesn't hurt the legibility. You will be reading Aurora in first go, you won't have confusion. That's something that you need to keep in mind. Whatever creativity you do, legibility is really important. And you can see that it's a key to a new home, key to your home, something they're selling. And since they're selling a home, so of course there's home. This is the logo. And if you're wondering what this grid is about and what this is, these are the portions taken from the golden ratio. It's again not a must, but really useful, because the golden ratio has a sense of aesthetic on its own. It's a natural order kind of thing, and take advantage of science. That's what science is for. As you can see the difference, this difference matters. This is what a brand is looking for. And variations. Having variations of a logo is important, because you will be using a logo in different segments. You need to be prepared in advance for different areas the logo will be used later on. As you can see, this is the primary logo. This is a black version, a monochrome one. In some cases, for example, this logo, the form and shape is exactly the same, but in some cases you might have to change a little bit of the logo for its monochrome variation, like for its black and white variation, a black, a white. This is the basics, and there's a shorter version of the logo without the tablet. The full name is Aurora Builders and Construction, but the main brand name is Aurora. So a shorter version for wherever it's applicable. this is the color palette. It's a real estate brand, so you need to have a slight sense of luxury, like not in a extravagant way. Like you see, all real estate brands are not that extravagant, not the ultra premium kind of real estate brand. In case of Aurora, they're not a premium real estate brand. They cater to middle class audience, but still they need to have a somewhat sense of luxury and premiumness, since it's a real estate, and real estate is something people find valuable. So we chose to have two main colors, a gold and a blue. Gold gives off the feel of premiumness, luxury, standard, extravagance, while blue gives the sense of importance, authority, trust, royalty, and these are important values for a real estate brand. You need to have a color palette, a brand palette that reflects the brand you are, and speaks to the target audience in the market and the field you are catering to. Coming on to typography, having some fixed typefaces for your brand gives a sense of branding, even when you are using even in areas where you are not necessarily using your logo. For example, even in documents where there is not much creativity, like there is no images there's just text. Even there, if you have fixed typefaces, you can give a sense of your branding. Sometimes a single typeface is enough, but sometimes you need to have multiple. It depends. It really depends. There's no fixed formula to it. But if the main typeface, the one for your display, is a bit extravagant, it's not the most. It's not the best for how should I put it? If your display typeface is not too easy on the eye, in those cases you need to have a separate typeface that's really easy on the eye for text bodies. In this case, these lines can get a little discomforting if you have large paragraphs with this format. So we have a text one as well. The typeface we're using is called Big Shoulders, and it had both text and display variations, which came handy. In case the typeface you're using for one doesn't have that, you need to find a different typeface that is compatible with each other. And one more thing, make sure that the typeface you're selecting has a commercial license. If it's either open source, for example, Big Shoulders is an open source typeface, you don't need to have separate license for it. Otherwise, if it's not an open source typeface, you should get a license for your client. Otherwise, they might get into legal dispute, although the chances are low. But if it does happen, why give them a legal liability? Clients are not aware, in general, are not really savvy in this field, so you need to guide them through it. Their primary social media was YouTube. That's where they do primary part of their marketing. Even before they came to us, they had very shitty numbers, but that's why they hired us. And by the end of 3 months, we gave them 10,000 subscribers. There's a little case study on how we reached that. You can check it out in our channel, and there's also a handbook to that, shortened handbook or shortened ebook kind of thing. You can download that from our website, link in the description below. And you need to have a consistent branding across the social media platforms. As you can see, in case of this YouTube branding of theirs, we have a banner that is in line with the rest of the branding. The avatar is the logo, and then the thumbnails are all of a similar consistent style to give off a sense of branding. Even when someone who doesn't go to the page, someone who's just scrolling through the home page and checks and notices one of the videos, they will get a sense of the branding from the thumbnail itself, and that's something really matters. Just going through the 3 different styles of thumbnails we did. This is the one we started with, quite a few videos. Then we moved on to this style, once again, quite a few videos. Don't change thumbnail styles too frequently. At least have like 10 or something like that for each style. In case you are having separate kind of content, in their case all the content is same. But if you have, suppose you're doing 4 different kind of content, then it's okay to have 4 different kind of thumbnails, but they still need to have some form of uniformity with each other, a sense of belonging to the same brand. That's what matters. These are carousels. Carousels are slide-based posts, and the most common platform you'll see them on is Instagram. And since they're a real estate brand, Instagram is a good platform for them. The advantage of having carousels is you cannot an audience cannot just glimpse through it. They have to slide through at least a few of the slides to consume the carousel. For this reason, this format gives you more engagement than regular single slide image posts. And plus, when you're selling something, in their case they're selling some apartment or something, going through only one image of that apartment is a lot less convincing than going through 9 images of that apartment, of different features of that apartment. And that that conviction helps your client sell the product. And at the end you can simply add a call to action of the carousel. For example, in their case, they sell through callings, phone calls. So having a phone call at the end as a call to action is pretty useful. You cannot do that in a single fashion, in a single slide post, because in that case you're not giving the customer anything of value. In case of carousel, you're giving them 9 reasons to get the apartment before telling them to, hey, call us here to get this. Reels or shorts, they are really great because they are a lot easier to make. Like the platforms have made them really easy to produce. Of course, you can go the extra mile and do a lot difficult kind of production in the reels, but you have the option of doing them very easy. And once again, it depends a little on what your brand is, what you're selling, to decide whether reels are the right platform for you or not. In case of real estate, they're really great. And one more great advantage of using reels or TikTok or shorts, the same similar format, is the different way the algorithm works. These have a lot more organic reach than your regular post. Like if you have a good amount of followers or subscribers, then by default you have a greater chance of getting more views on your post. But in case you don't, you can still get quite a good amount of reach through this, because the algorithm works in an organic way in this case, and they have a much higher chance of going viral than other type of posts. As you can see, these are at time when they had less than 100 followers on Instagram, and yet the very first reel managed to reach close to 2,000 people. That's a lot of reach for just 100 followers. That's the advantage. Once again, just don't jump on trends mindlessly. Think about which trend is good for you, which is on brand. That's something really important that you need to keep on mind. Don't just put dancing videos. If that's your brand and it's different, just make sure whatever you're posting is on brand. That's matters. These are stories. The thing about stories is they're a really safe space for pushing your sales, because people don't follow you for your stories. They follow you for your other regular content, like your carousels, your posts, your videos. So you can also add value through the stories, but you can just straight up put up pushing your sales on the stories, because people are already following you and only your audience mostly check your stories, so they know what you're talking about through your regular post, and once they scroll through the story, they will get a hunch of what you're doing next. It can be a little more organic. Stories you can go a little you can put stories with a much less effort than in comparison to other kind of posts. You don't have to work much on them. and why not utilize the space since you have it. Then comes the most regular content, which are the posts. Now these posts, I have shortlisted these few posts because these are themed posts, and I'll explain a little more about them. Before that, let me just go through the promotional post. Promotional post is directly selling their product. In this case, their real estate. Once again, just like the thumbnails, you can see that there are three styles of this. We went from one to the other over the course of time. It's okay to change the style once in a while, but even when you change style, don't change the style with every post. Have quite a few posts in one style before moving on to another, unless you are doing different kind of content. In that case, having different style for different content makes sense, but even in that case, each style need to be on brand and in par with the rest of the branding ecosystem, the visual identity. I'm coming back to this post. I want to show you how you can cleverly use the logo of a brand to be part of something, some design, without having without using the logo as a whole. For example, in the Happy New Year post, this zero is directly taken from the key of the Aurora logo, and even the one has been formatted from the logo. So we didn't have to put the logo in a huge way. We simply used elements of the logo in 2021 and made a good grade. Then comes Republic Day. We are an Indian brand and Aurora is an Indian brand as well, so celebrating the patriotic days, it's pretty useful to reach to audience. And in case of Republic Day, this is we turned the O and key of the Aurora logo into an Indian flag. Indian flag is a tricolor. It has three colors: the saffron, the green, and the white in between. And then at the center we have put the Ashoka Chakra, that's part of the Indian flag. The same formula we used in 2001 is the one we used for the 10,000 subscribers post. As mentioned earlier, we managed to reach 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel for them, and a post needed, we just had to put a post to celebrate that, and that had to be part of the branding as well. And this is a post for this is just a promotional post, but this is the one that they sponsored because they had a gap in between due to the COVID situation, and when they came back they wanted to get back to engagement a little quicker. Once again, you can see we are using the O of the logo to put the image of the main guy. This guy is Raghav, who is pretty much the face of the company, although it's a family business, because he's the one who mainly talks to the clients and all. So that's the image we put inside the. When they got stuck in the COVID situation, they had to close down for a while, and for that announcement we made a stay home, stay safe logo icon. And even there you'll notice that this icon is derived from their logo. This home is directly taken from the Aurora logo. This and added a heart. Then comes this is a Lodi, is a traditional holiday in India. It depends a little bit on which part of India we are talking about. In case of Delhi, in the northern India, Lodi is pretty big. And in this case, take a moment to find where the logo is. It's in the kites. The kites needed a design, and we just put once again the home from Aurora logo inside. And the rest is still, you can see that the entire poster is still done in the brand colors. This is the gold, that navy blue, the Aurora blue, the Aurora gold, and white. comes Valentine's Day post. This is a little weaker than the rest of the post, but I think you get the idea. And as you can see, even the backgrounds are consistent. For white, there is a slight gray. For blue, there is a slight gray in an opposite spectrum. In case of Valentine's post, the heart is made of the home, and we even added the key in an imported way. Just importing the logo made a heart, and we took advantage of that. This the 3 social media platforms they are on: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube is the primary one, and Instagram is a good place for real estate brands to be on. And Facebook has the best ad management system among social media, so we have Facebook too. Also, it also depends a bit on the target audience, where your audience lives. If your audience lives on Twitter for some reason, you have to be on Twitter. If once again, for example, if you are a tech brand, Twitter is a great place, LinkedIn is a great place, but LinkedIn is not a great place for real estate. That's something you need to be smart about. You need to think about where your brand works the best and where your audience lives. And as mentioned, we got to 10k subscribers. As mentioned earlier, we managed to get 10k subscribers for them within 3 months. And if you're more interested into that that journey, the tips, tricks and guidance for that, is a little video just on that on our channel. You can go check it out. And there's also a handbook for that, just a shortened version of the video in document format and PDF. You can download that from the website, link in the description below. And we do have a team for social media. I hope this explainer video helps you have an idea. I hope this will help you to do your next project for your clients. And if you're a brand yourself, I hope this will guide you towards doing this as with your in-house team, or in case you're hiring some other agencies, like you can hire us or some other. I hope this will make you help you make better decisions in that process. Well, thanks a lot for watching the video again, and check the description for useful links like resources, links to our other our pages on other social media platforms, Instagram, etc. Hope to see you again in the next video. Do subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay notified. Till next time, so mata nahi hai.